Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hey everyone, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel. But honestly, guys, I am running on absolute fumes right now. So much coffee, too much coffee. My eyes are practically burning a hole through this monitor, but the deadline is looming and my editor is breathing down my neck. So here I am, typing furiously. Just dumping all this insane information on you because the spoilers for the next 2 weeks from March 30 to April 10 are completely out of control, like genuinely unhinged. I don't even know where to start, but I have to start somewhere. So let's just dive right into the absolute mess that is the Cliff House right now. And we have to talk about Sheila Sharp because of course we do. It always comes back to Sheila. So Sheila is standing outside the Cliff House. She went over there with flowers, because she thinks she is being a good person. She heard from Lee Finnegan that Taylor Hayes was home alone because Steffy and Finn took the kids on a camping trip. So Sheila, in her twisted little mind, thinks she needs to keep Taylor company because they had that whole bonding moment on the roof a while back. But what Sheila doesn't know is that Taylor is definitely not lonely, because Deacon Sharp is in her bed, her husband, Deacon. But Sheila hears moaning from upstairs. And because Sheila is a literal psychopath who also thinks she is a superhero, sometimes she grabs a butcher knife from the kitchen, a massive butcher knife, thinking Taylor is being attacked. She runs upstairs, tries the doorknob, it's locked. Because obviously it's locked. Taylor and Deacon are getting busy, so Sheila kicks the door in, just completely busts through the wood like something out of a horror movie, and there is Taylor, stripped down, terrified, screaming for her life, "Don't kill me, please." Taylor is begging because she's looking at a woman who has shot people before, who has terrorized her family for decades, holding a butcher knife. But where is Deacon? That is the crazy part. Because Deacon heard the doorknob rattle, he heard the yelling, and he panicked. Complete and utter panic. The kind of panic that makes a man forget basic logic. So Deacon leaps out of the window, the second story window, and he doesn't have time to grab his clothes. He just goes out the window, naked, down the side of the house in his birthday suit. I mean, can you even imagine the physical comedy of it all mixed with the sheer terror? It's ridiculous. But it beats the alternative, which is Sheila finding him in Taylor's bed and probably carving him up like a Thanksgiving turkey. So Deacon is out there shivering in the bushes, completely exposed to the elements, naked as the day he was born, hiding in the landscaping of his daughter's nemesis's house, just waiting, praying that Sheila leaves. It is the ultimate humiliation, but he brought it on himself. He lied to his wife, he snuck over there, and now he is paying the price. But the problem is he left his clothes behind right there on the bedroom floor, pants, shirt, whatever else, just sitting there. And Sheila is not an idiot. She might be crazy, but she is not stupid. So she is standing there with this knife, looking at a terrified Taylor, and then she looks around the room. There is no attacker, there is no danger, but there are men's clothes on the floor, discarded in a rush. So Sheila's brain starts working, putting the puzzle pieces together. She realizes she interrupted a passionate moment, a hookup, and she assumes she rattled this mystery guy so badly that he just fled out the window without his pants, which is hilarious, but also terrifying, because who does Sheila think it is? The spoilers say she might suspect Ridge Forrester, which is wild because Ridge is with Brooke, but Sheila knows Taylor's history. She knows Taylor always goes back to Ridge. So Sheila might actually think Taylor was hooking up with Ridge and that he ran away to avoid getting caught cheating on Brooke. It's a massive leap, but it makes sense in Sheila's warped reality, at least for a minute, until she really starts looking at the clues, because those clothes belong to Deacon. They smell like Deacon. They look like Deacon's cheap shirts. So Sheila eventually leaves, taking her crazy energy with her. And Deacon sneaks back inside, still naked, creeping back through the house to find Taylor. He retrieves his clothes and they have this frantic debrief. Taylor is shaking. She admits how incredibly scared she was, seeing Sheila armed and dangerous, standing over her with a weapon. Taylor hopes she threw Sheila off the trail, maybe by letting her believe the ridge theory or just playing dumb. But Taylor realizes that things could take a disastrous turn if Sheila actually figures out it was Deacon, which she will, because this is a soap opera and secrets never stay buried. And speaking of secrets, let's talk about Hope Logan Spencer, because Hope is up to her neck in this mess now. Deacon asked Hope to cover for him, to be his alibi, to tell Sheila they had dinner planned so he could sneak off to see Taylor, and Hope did it because Hope hates Sheila and thinks Taylor is better for her dad. But now it is the next day, and Hope is trying to contact her father, calling his phone, texting him, and she is getting nothing. Radio silence. Because Deacon is probably traumatized from his naked bush adventure, or he lost his phone in the chaos. Who knows? But Hope starts to panic, real panic. She calls her brother Deke Sharp over, and she is just pacing, freaking out. She tells Deke she can't reach their dad, and Deke is smart. He connects the dots immediately. Deke asks Hope if she thinks Sheila found out about Deacon and Taylor. So you think Sheila found out about Dad and Taylor and they're in danger? That is what Deke asks, because Deke knows what their stepmother is capable of, and Hope's blood just runs cold because she knows she lied to a murderer and now her dad is missing. So Sheila is out there, suspicious, connecting the dots, and she decides to do some digging. She goes to Hope to quiz her about this supposed dinner date. And Hope is a terrible liar on a good day, let alone when she is sweating bullets thinking her dad might be dead in a ditch somewhere. So Sheila starts asking questions. Where did they eat? What did they talk about? What time did he leave? And Hope answers awkwardly, stumbling over her words, avoiding eye contact, just being incredibly obvious. And Sheila sees right through it. Hope's awkward lying just leaves Sheila even more suspicious. The fact that Sheila is asking questions at all is a massive red flag. It worries Hope sick. Because if Sheila's asking about the alibi, it means she knows the alibi is fake. And if she knows the alibi is fake, she knows Deacon was somewhere else. And she knows there were men's clothes in Taylor's bedroom. It does not take a genius to put two and two together. And Sheila's going to figure it out. The spoilers say she figures out the truth about Deacon and Taylor very soon. But before we get to Sheila's revenge, let's talk about Steffy. Oh my God, Steffy, because Steffy is going to blow her top, completely lose her mind. And honestly, I am entirely on her side with this one, because Steffy and Finn and the kids come back from their little camping trip. They walk into the Cliff House, and what do they find? A busted bedroom door, splintered wood everywhere, and Taylor looking guilty and traumatized. So Steffy demands to know what happened, and the truth comes out. Steffy finds out what happened at the Cliff House. She finds out that the second she left town with her children, her mother invited Deacon Sharp into her home, into Steffy's home, to sleep with him. And not only that, but it brought a knife-wielding Sheila Carter onto the property where Steffy's children sleep, where Kelly and Hayes live. Steffy is going to see red, absolute blinding rage. And Steffy rips into Taylor, just tears her apart verbally. She told Taylor to stay away from Deacon. She warned her over and over again. She told her she would ban her from the family if she kept this up. And Taylor ignored her. Taylor put her own selfish desires over the safety of her grandchildren. So Steffy is screaming, crying, raging, and she doesn't stop with Taylor, because Steffy is a woman of action. She launches a confrontation with Deacon next. She probably tracks him down at Il Giardino and just unleashes hell on him in the middle of the restaurant. Steffy is panicking because she knows Sheila. She knows what Sheila will do if she puts the puzzle pieces together. Steffy sounds the alarm over Taylor's safety. She probably calls Finn, calls Ridge, calls the police. Who knows? Because Sheila with the motive is the most dangerous creature in Los Angeles. Steffi knows that Sheila's sinister side is about to come out again, and she is terrified that her mother is going to end up in a body bag. Or worse, that Sheila will target the kids again. It is a nightmare scenario, and Steffi is right in the middle of it, trying to protect everyone. And moving into the week of April 6 to 10, this is where it gets really dark because Sheila figures it out. She pieces it all together. The awkward lies from hope. The missing deacon, the clothes on the floor. It all points to one undeniable truth. Deacon is cheating on her with Taylor Hayes, the woman she thought she was forming a weird bond with, the woman she saved on the roof, the ultimate betrayal, her husband and her nemesis. But here is the twist, and it is a good one. Because normally Sheila would just grab a gun, go to the alley, shoot them both. We have seen it before. But this time she is doing something different. Sheila should be ready for revenge after figuring out the truth. But instead of confronting the duo right away, instead of grabbing a weapon again and catching another felony charge, she decides to play games. She decides to mess with Taylor and Deacon's heads for a while instead. Psychological warfare. That is what Sheila is doing. She is going to drag out her vengeful plan. She is going to leave the pair guessing about her next move. Just pure mental torture. Pretending she is in the dark while she is secretly plotting payback. Imagine Deacon coming home, sweating, nervous, and Sheila just smiling at him, pouring him a drink, asking him how his day was, rubbing his shoulders, while she knows exactly where he has been and who he has been with. It is chilling. Sheila will revert to a worse version of herself as this storyline heats up, because the physical violence is one thing, but the mental games, the stalking, the subtle threats, that is the classic Sheila Carter that we all love to hate. She is going to make them paranoid, make them jump at shadows, leave little clues around to let them know she is watching. That could leave Deacon and Taylor at extreme risk. But honestly, it would be better if Sheila could just calm herself down and find a path to vengeance that doesn't involve prison, like maybe ruining them financially or destroying their reputations. Anything but murder. But with Sheila, you never know. So that is the massive A plot taking up all the oxygen in the room. But my fingers are cramping, and we still have to talk about the younger crowd. Because the Forrester Creations offices are just a hotbed of teenage and 20-something drama right now, and it all revolves around Ivy Forrester and her manipulative little schemes. So Electra Forrester is going to find out something that relates to Ivy. I don't know exactly what it is yet. Maybe she finds a weird text on Ivy's phone, or she hears a piece of a conversation. But Ivy's main manipulation won't come to light just yet. The fact that Ivy stole Electra's letter to Will and planted the broken necklace, that massive secret is still buried, thanks to Daphne Rose keeping her mouth shut and Melissa Dillon keeping her mouth shut. So Electra is still in the dark about the real reason she and Will are broken up. And because she is in the dark, she is vulnerable. And Ivy is taking full advantage of that. Ivy is continuing her efforts to push Electra and RJ Forrester together. Ivy is always in their ear, telling Electra how great RJ is, telling RJ how much Electra needs a good guy like him, just constantly pulling the strings like a creepy puppeteer, and it is working because RJ is falling hard. RJ is going to open up to Brooke about his feelings. He sits his mom down and just gushes about Electra. How beautiful she is, how talented she is, how hard he is falling for her. And Brooke, being Brooke, is all for it. She hopes it all works out because Brooke wants her son to be happy, and she probably loves the idea of her son dating a Forrester. Keeping it all in the family legacy, even though they aren't blood related, it is still that classic B and B dynamic. Brooke is giving her blessing and hyping RJ up to make his move. And he definitely makes his move because RJ and Electra are spending all this time together. They had that moonlight swim, that private dinner. The vibes are immaculate, as the kids say, and they are working together in the design office, late nights, sketches everywhere. The tension is building, And eventually it boils over into a massive makeout session right there in the office, just lips locked, hands everywhere, completely swept up in the moment. But they forgot to lock the door, which is a running theme on this show, apparently. Nobody locks doors, ever. So Brooke and Ridge are walking through the halls, probably talking about their own drama, and they open the door to the design office, and boom, they spot something they weren't meant to see. They walk right in on RJ and Elektra making out, just heavy petting on the drafting tables, and it is so awkward, so embarrassing. RJ is going to turn beet red. Elektra is going to want the floor to swallow her whole. Brooke and Ridge will probably just stand there in shock for a second before backing out slowly. But it confirms what RJ told Brooke. He is serious about this girl. But the tragedy of it all is that we as the audience know it is doomed, because Melissa Dillon is out there telling Will Spencer that she loves him, and Will is moving on. But the second the truth comes out about Ivy's letter theft, everything is going to explode. RJ is going to get his heart broken, Dylan is going to get dumped, and Will and Elektra are going to have to sift through the ashes of the lies. It is a ticking time bomb, and I am just waiting for the explosion. And finally, because I am literally typing until my knuckles bleed here, we have to talk about the corporate war, because Katie Logan Spencer and Bill Spencer are trying to launch this massive fashion line, the Logan collection, using Eric Forrester's designs. And it is causing a massive rift between the families. The Logans and the Forresters are at war. Again, it feels like 1998 all over again, and I am here for it. So Katie and Bill are moving forward. Bill is being his usual stubborn, arrogant self. He doesn't care who he makes mad. He wants to win. But they are going to face some serious sabotage at Logan, because Brooke and Ridge are not taking this lying down. Brooke is furious with her sister. Ridge is furious with Bill. They are a united front of petty vengeance, and they plan to fight back hard. Brooke and Ridge are going to throw hurdles at Katie and Bill. Maybe they bribe the fabric suppliers. Maybe they steal the top models. Maybe they leak bad press to the fashion blogs. Whatever it is going to put Katie's fashion house in serious jeopardy. Katie is already stressed to the max. She wanted this to be her big moment to step out of Brooke's shadow, and now Brooke is actively trying to crush her. It is sad, but it is also incredible television. The new hurdles emerging will test Katie and Bill's relationship too, because Bill is going to want to fight dirty. He is Dollar Bill Spencer. He loves the mud, but Katie usually tries to take the high road. How long can she stay on the high road when her own sister is trying to bankrupt her new company? It is going to get nasty. The Logan sisters are going to have some screaming matches that will shatter the glass in the executive suites. So yeah, that is what we are looking at. A naked Deacon in the bushes, a knife-wielding Sheila playing mind games, Steffy having a total meltdown, teenagers making out on desks and getting caught by their parents, and a corporate war that is tearing sisters apart. Just a normal Tuesday in Los Angeles, right? I am so tired. I need a nap. But I will be watching every single second of this absolute train wreck, because I literally cannot look away. Keep